And hello and welcome to another rendition of the Gaming Z-Pound. As always, I'm your host, Chriz, aka The Mole, and joining me from over on X-Pound is James Phoenix,
I have risen from the ashes once again.
Marcus Shadow,
I'm here once again to show you the light.
and another exclusive here on Gaming Z-Pound, just like yesterday when we had the inevitable black reviewer QJ, we now have Ryan Steele.
Hello.
Our inevitable black reviewer could not make it this evening. We apologize.
So we have our inevitably whitewashed reviewer.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yesterday we looked at the Microsoft press conference. Today we're going to look at the Sony one with what we thought was good and what we thought was bad. So today, Marcus Shadow, what did you like about the Sony press conference first?
I'm going to say the thing they started off with, which was Beyond Two Souls, brought to you by the same people who made Heavy Rain. It just looked awesome. Didn't say much, but they didn't have to because of the quality of the acting. Let's face it, the main protagonist is Ellen Paige, so the acting's going to be top notch. And combined with how Naughty Dog does their their capture and stuff, their motion capturing, their facial capturing, it looks awesome. I really want to play this game.
Oh, I 100% agree. She is an awesome actress. Every film she's been in is absolutely brilliant. X-Men: The Last Stand, available now.
And who made you a member of D-Generation X?
But no, like I said, it looked cool. What did everyone else think?
I didn't really catch all that much of it, but what I did see, I thought it was pretty cool.
James,
I didn't see the trailer either, and I also haven't played Heavy Rain, so that really means nothing to me, unfortunately.
have you played Indigo Prophecy?
Negative.
Okay, never mind.
Have you played Jurassic Park?
No, I heard that game was not very good.
It wasn't. I reviewed it.
No, that's where I heard it wasn't very good.
Available now on the Gaming Z-Pound review site, by the way. Check it out. But no. Okay, so next up, Ryan, what did you like about the conference?
I really liked the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I just thought it was a great thing. When I first heard about it, I thought it was just going to be another Smash Brothers ripoff that some companies have done in the past. But when I seen like all the different stuff, I think it actually works out a little bit better than Smash Brothers.
And speaking of Smash Bros. Clones, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion XL review available now.
James, he ripped off our gimmick.
No, I made it look good.
Oh! Just you wait until the X-Pound comes back on the air.
What's the rate we're going will be never.
We'll see.
Although I will say I do like the Sony one. However, I'm just gonna say I haven't seen how they do story mode yet much.
No.
I haven't seen much of that.
Yeah.
However, the new features they've added from the Smash Brothers, which makes it different than the Smash Brothers game, ironically, like the building up your momentum bar thing and then unleashing a big special attack, that's in that Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion, which is kind of funny because their new features have been done. However, I'm looking forward to playing it because it still looks awesome.
So it's not so much a ripoff of Smash Brothers as it is of Punch Time Explosion.
No, it's more of a rip-off of Smash Brothers and all the Smash Brothers clones that had new features. It's taken the best from all of them, which works. I mean, let's face facts. Smash Brothers, that melee-style combat thing, it's its own genre at this point, and this one actually is a welcome addition to that genre. I'm not going to insult it for being a rip-off. It looks good. I agree with you.
No, you're getting insulted for not having Sackboy.
His level's included, so he should be in it.
He may just be a background character.
That's still fine.
But yeah, I absolutely loved the Sweet Tooth Level 3 Super where he pulls out his freaking battle mech. Ooh, that thing looked awesome.
Oh.
Plus, they did announce two new characters at the press conference for it as well, like the Lara Croft ripoff of Nathan Drake.
Ding!
Yep, ding, trolling Marcus. And Big Daddy.
in
Yes.
Bioshock, which was a
Yep.
surprise to me. I didn't expect that, considering Bioshock started as an Xbox exclusive. So, whatever.
Mhm.
And last, what did you like, Jim?
First of all, on the other topic, I just want to say I really hope that they announce Jack and Daxter's being in the game, because I am a huge Jack and Daxter fan. I will inevitably be doing a full plot review on that series on the Gaming Z Pound when I eventually get the proper way to capture footage for it.
Jack
But,
and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Spyro are the three properties. They have to have them in the game. If not, then they just completely screwed the pooch on it.
Also, don't forget.
Also, Crash
Don't
Bandicoot.
forget.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot as well.
I can agree with having Spyro and Crash. However, I say they need to be in there. However, it's not a bad thing if they're not, because they are multi-platform at this point, so I can excuse it.
This is true. But I just want to see Jack and Daxter just because I want to see Jack build up his meter and then his finisher be like him going dark Jack and just disemboweling somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Or Spyro's one could be where he gets unleashed from one of those little tiny figures. Sort of like that game, Skylanders. The review's up now, by the way. 20 minutes long.
And they need to put out Cole McGrath from Infamous.
Yes,
Mhm.
he has to. He probably will be in this game. He's a shoo-in.
Although Sly's in there, or who's from the Sly Cooper / Sly Raccoon games, which I am also reviewing. Number 1's already up.
And also, they probably won't do it because it's so multi-platform. But I really want to see Arkham City Batman and that shit.
I want to see Lara Croft in it.
Laura
There we
Croft may get a berth. Batman, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, no, I'm not holding my breath for Batman. I'm just saying that would be awesome if it were in any way possible.
If you
I know-
want to play Arkham City Batman in a fighting game, get the new DC fighting game.
Yeah, I'm looking into that. No, that's not Arkham City. That's not Arkham City Batman. That's Christian Bale Batman.
Yes, it is, but he's probably going to play pretty similar, I would imagine.
Yeah. And what Mole needs to be in the game is Mole needs a worm to be in the game.
There you go. But anyway, your favorite moment, James?
You regret that?
My favorite thing, I had to go with The Last of Us. I saw it before. I have a subscription to Game Informer magazine available at GameStop stores now, an older one here, and it's got a full cover article about The Last of Us coming out. And when I read that, it just looked really, really awesome. So getting to see a little more about the gameplay and whatnot. I haven't actually watched the full trailer, but it looks really awesome seeing some of the gameplay. The fact that Ellen Paige is in it. I think that's Ellen Paige, isn't it?
No, that was Beyond.
I thought she was in this one too, but whatever.
Oh, she?
No, because I guess she'd be a little old to voice the girl, but I don't know. But anyway, it still looks like a really awesome game. The gameplay looks pretty cool. I'm into anything, post-apocalyptic type stuff, so I think it'll be pretty cool. And it's unique in that, based on what I read, while it is based on a quote-unquote zombie apocalypse, it's not like what Resident Evil used to be, where it's just you're killing zombies. No. It's more about what has humanity become as a result of this. So you're really fighting humans most of the time. You're not actually fighting the zombies.
And time out. That's what Resident Evil has become, where you're fighting zombies. What Resident Evil used to be was surviving zombies. Where will these characters go? How will these characters get to live? What's going to happen to society? What's going to happen when they get outside? How are they going to expose this? Now it's about run, shoot, and that's it.
My apologies. But yeah, that's the Last of Us seems pretty awesome. It's from Naughty Dog, which Naughty Dog can do no wrong.
Except for Naughty Bear, which was filled with glitches.
Yeah, well.
Except for the fact that the main protagonist of The Last of Us looks like Nathan Drake with scruff.
Yeah, well.
He's a generic-looking character.
Would you rather he look like Jack?
Sure, why not?
Okay, then. But yeah, Last of Us looks awesome. It's running on the Uncharted engine, which, again, I never actually played an Uncharted game, but again, that seems like a pretty awesome game engine, so should be a pretty awesome game. I'm going to play it, along with hopefully the Uncharted games eventually, so I think that looks really cool. I'm really excited for that. I've read a full, the whole plot thing and about the demo in the Game Informer article, so it's pretty cool.
That does look pretty cool.
It looked really, really slick, and it's more heavily combat oriented, from what I could tell, than Uncharted, which isn't a bad thing because it looks like an action game, and it's It's pretty awesome in that you get weapons by disarming guys you come across, which I think is completely awesome. You get like stealth takedowns and stuff like that.
Yeah. And apparently that is a problem because I recall some people in this conversation when Uncharted 3 came out and it was mostly combat. I remember everybody bitching.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much the same the same argument I had regarding Tomb Raider. And for that, check out the Xbox review. Or not the Xbox, the Microsoft review.
The fact that she's now a female Nathan Drake.
Yeah, the fact that they're going like completely combat. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, well, people like combat. Humans are masochists. Moving on.
True.
Yeah, my favorite one this time from the Sony one surprised me. It did. I'll admit, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I don't like Harry Potter. I'm an adult and I think it's for kids. However, the book that's out, the Wonder Book, where it's encouraging kids to read, it's got this great technology where it scans it using the PlayStation Eye, and it interacts with the book and the games and stuff. It looks cool. It's a cool concept. And I look forward to getting that and trying it out with like my little niece and my little nephew and stuff to help them read and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's good. Anything that can encourage kids to read in this day and age is always a welcome thing.
Except for Twilight.
Yes.
Yes.
I was pleasantly surprised, shall we say. I was fully expecting this to basically end up being like Microsoft's fucking smart glass thing. But then when they showed what it could do, while the demo itself was kind of boring, when I saw what it could do, I was like, I could see the applications of this, and it actually looks like a pretty decent piece of hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I look forward to seeing what comes of it.
What do you think about it, James?
I'll admit, I'm going to talk about this a little more in when we get to the cons about what I think the cons of this thing are. But
I already knew you put this down as a con, and like last time when I went in the reverse order, that's why I left you till just before me. So when I went in the reverse order, I'll go you next. So I figured we could merge both together and save time.
Fair enough, but I do agree. I mean, there are certain positives to it. From what I can gather, basically the eye picks up the book and then puts things on the book, even though it's not on the literal book in front of you. Right. That is a really cool interactive book type thing. And as for anybody who doesn't know, I'm a librarian by trade, so anything that the whole book encourages kids to read is very important to me.
Wait, you're a librarian? Get away!
Okay then. Anyway, basically, yeah, it looks very interesting. I'd really like to see one in action, given the opportunity, to see what it does, because it looks like basically you have the quote-unquote book in front of you, and based on whatever it is, when you hold it in front of the PlayStation Eye, stuff appears on the book on the screen. So it works kind of like with those PlayStation Eye games, which is pretty cool. But I still think this is, well, I agree it's kind of cool when getting kids to quote-unquote read. I still think it's taking them away from reading actual books. It's like, yeah, this is cool, but it's still electronic. It's still a video game. They're still sitting in front of a large screen. That's not actually reading a book, with all due respect.
See, that's not reading a book. However, it's bridging the gap, which that goes from kids sitting there all day playing video games. They're now going to start to, like, for example, that Harry Potter book where I may not like it. J.K. Rowling's done writing for the book itself. The kids may sit down and think, hey, you know what? I actually like this book. Is there more stuff like this out there? And then, obviously, with the Harry Potter stuff, they know it's going to be out there. But they'll be looking at it and they'll be like, hey, is there more stuff out there like this? And then that may get them to go to their local library. That may get them to be interested in stuff like that, which works.
You're right, it might, but then they take it home and they turn to their PlayStation Eye and hold it in front of the camera and it doesn't do jack shit. They're like, wait, this isn't right.
Though to say something bad about it, I will have to admit one thing. If it like works for like popular books and stuff like that, it's gonna take out the imagination part where you actually have to picture what the character looks like.
Yeah. That's the difference.
You're gonna have like all the characters on the screen right there. It's gonna be like people who read the book are gonna be like, that's not how I pictured the character at all.
I know. I thought he'd look more like Daniel Radcliffe.
But yeah, it's that whole thing about when you first read the book, you kind of see it, in your head however you see it, and that's your own unique interpretation. And then sometimes, when you see, movies or whatever, or something like this comes out, it can be different from that, and that does kind of ruin that aspect. That's one thing about books that are really cool, is it's each person sees what's going on in the book differently. They see it differently in their own head, and it's sort of taking you on the adventure in your own head. You don't need to have that whole screen and everything in front of you. So, while I can see the positives of it, and I certainly again, if I saw one in action, depending on exactly what was going on with it, maybe I'd have a more positive opinion of it. But just as a librarian, I can see it certainly being cool for kids to play with, but it certainly doesn't take the place of actual reading.
No.
And I hope parents don't get the idea that it does.
No, if I had one negative to say about the Wonder Book and what I saw at the press conference, it would be this. It would be that, to me, it looks like the Wonder Book is essentially an extension of the eye toy. Because if you don't have the eye, it doesn't work. It's completely dependent on the eye. So it literally is an eye toy peripheral, is what it is.
Well,
Yeah, it is. That's how they've developed it with the same. It looks like it's going to use the same type of technology, but it was in Eye of Judgment, which was a card-playing game. You placed the cards down, the camera scanned it, and then it put them on the TV.
Yeah.
However, the thing with these books, you have to remember, same thing, like I mentioned a second ago, where they actually got the author to write the stuff for it. It's all brand new text.
True.
It's designed around this. It's not replacing. Okay, this is what I was thinking when I originally read this book. It's more of a, like I mentioned, a bridge between encouraging kids to read
Right.
and something like that. It's like, for example, comics do a great job of this, which I'm also hoping there's going to be a comic for this. If kids will pick up like a Batman book, they'll see all the illustrations, they'll read all the text and stuff. It's still reading, they're still getting pictures and stuff. But then after they've read that, they may then turn around and buy one of the Batman novels, which is out. I've got a couple of them.
Right.
Perhaps.
We'll have to see where this goes. Right now, it's still in its relative infancy.
It is. It has possibilities though.
And apparently it also works with the move, because I guess you use the move to interact with the stuff on the book, so that's another aspect of the peripheral as well.
Yeah, like for the Harry Potter thing, the move becomes your wand.
Yeah, so it will be interesting to see where it goes. I could see it certainly being popular with kids, and the other complaint that's certainly an issue with this is that this is really cool and everything, and it is cool things for kids, but Nintendo's the console for kids. I don't think parents are going to buy a PlayStation 3 for their kids just for this. They're going to buy Nintendo that has 60% of its game library geared toward kids.
See, I disagree with that. I say the kiddie console is the 360, based on the statistics they released on the internet a while ago of more adult, over a percentage more adults bought the Wii and stuff like that for games like Mario and Zelda and stuff, whereas most kids are like, yeah, I want to shoot shit. Which console gives me the stuff to shoot shit? Oh, cool, look, it's Call of Duty. Haha, die, punk, ha.
Oh, well. That's parents not paying attention to what their kids are playing, but at any rate. Though I think the point is simply that in terms of Sony, I think this is really cool for kids and everything, but it's also time that could be better spent, working on shit that's not the Vita.
Which we'll be getting into a little bit later in this podcast.
Basically, they could have used this to develop the PlayStation 4, or new games, or better peripherals to go with this, or fixing their online entertainment network.
Yeah, like they could totally take this time and effort to develop an MMO for the PS3 that doesn't, suck balls and glitch like hell.
Yeah, that too. If anything, if they want to do that, they could just port Star Wars: The Old Republic?
Yep, it'd still be better than what we got now. Anything would be better than what we got now, but yeah, that's another subject. However, to go on to the Vita things like that, I'll go in reverse order, which technically that means I would be the next one. Basically, my negative thing, and I'm not sure if anyone else agreed with this, I think someone else had this down. Mine was the Vita stuff at the conference.
I agree.
It's not that I hated it. I will point out I didn't hate it. If I owned a Vita, that'd be cool as hell. But we made a list of what we liked and what we didn't like. I didn't like this because I don't own a Vita, therefore I don't care about the Vita.
Yeah, that, and to me, it seemed like Sony was doing basically what Microsoft did with their conference, and it just seemed like all the Vita stuff, the cross-platform, mobile, all that stuff, seemed like that dominated the press conference. And I'm just like, really? You're going to dominate your press conference with this? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of the reasons I didn't put PlayStation All Stars down on my list, which I wanted to, because like I said when Ryan mentioned it, it's an awesome, awesome game. It really is. It does look like an awesome looking game. However, for me, they ruined it at the conference by having like 10, 15 minutes before the game even comes out of just showing you what the Vita can do with the game. Like, I don't give a crap. Show me the game.
Yep,
Well, the
pretty much.
reason why they did that is the Vita didn't perform as well. It didn't sell as well as they wanted it to.
And this is why,
They're
because they freaking throw it in our faces and expect us to like it.
Pretty much.
I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
Yep,
Mm.
it's like when Connect was doing badly last year. I think Connect's picked up a bit of steam now, but when Connect was doing badly last year, Microsoft dominated E3 with Connect, and it annoyed the crap out of people and put some people off buying the Connect. It's only been recent games like Star Wars and stuff. It's made people want it. It's basically a case of, yeah, you're not gonna sell that stuff by shoving it down our throats. It's from a quote from over on the X Pound when we do the X Pound stuff. Essentially, the Vita at this point is John Cena. They realize people don't like it, but yet they're still trying to shove it down our faces and expecting it to sell merchandise.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the difference is with John Cena, it actually works.
Yep.
Because people actually still go out and buy his ugly ass Boston Celtics ripoff T-shirt and hat and wristbands and everything else.
And some people still go out and buy the Vita.
Exactly.
True.
So there you have it.
But yes, I agree with them all with that one. So yeah,
Okay,
that's my negative for this.
okay,
Too much.
so that means I think we did this last time as well. But that means the last reviewer for tonight is the extra one, the exclusive one. Take it away, Ryan Steele.
Okay, what I would think was the worst part would be God of War Ascension's multiplayer. It's not the fact that it's going to be bad or good. It's the fact that they're putting multiplayer in God of War. I feel that God of War should stay single player like it always has been.
And that's cool. Like I said, I can disagree with that because it still looks cool. I'm excited for the multiplayer. However, I can respect the fact some people aren't going to like that.
Yep. It's happened with other games before, and God of War's no different. So
Yeah, it's like I personally was annoyed that they added multiplayer to stuff like Mass Effect and stuff until I actually played and realized, you know what, it works, it's fun. I'm over it. As long as it
It's
doesn't
like-
ruin it, like it ruined Resident Evil trying to incorporate to the shooter fans. As long as it doesn't ruin it, it's fine.
It's like this. To me, the spirit of God of War has always been a great single-player experience.
right.
And now that they've incorporated multiplayer, and I feel like they could have not even had the multiplayer and used all the effort they did on the multiplayer and incorporate to make a better single-player experience.
That's possible.
It's possible, but let's not also forget as much as I do like the God of War games and I completed all of them. God of War 3, for example, it took me, how many days did it take me? 1 or 2 days to complete the entire game. They're short games that are just basically, yeah, some cool looking cutscenes, just mash the crap out of buttons to go through people, and then you're done.
But in my opinion, if they would take like a game that's always been like a single-player experience and stuff like that, like God of War's, if they want to do multiplayer, what they could do is they could use it as like a DLC, like arcade game.
Yeah,
Well, it just comes down to they could go either way with it. I mean, take Batman Arkham City, for example. They were considering multiplayer. They decided not to. The God of War side, they decided to throw it in there because they had the extra room and time to develop it because they had finished their single player. And it's not like they're putting the multiplayer in at the exclusion of the single player experience. They completely focused on that, but they said, you know what, we have extra time, fuck it, throw it in.
And I agree.
And whether it's good or not, that remains to be seen. I just say, you just play it and make your own decision. There's no right or wrong in something like this.
Yeah, and like I said, when it comes to Arkham, I've said that in the past. I wish they'd added multiplayer to that because come on, it's got Robin in there, and we can't play Batman and Robin together. Robin's sole purpose is being there for so if other people are playing, they have someone else to play as.
True.
Well,
we
certain
feel hurt some
games-
people, maybe.
certain games feel like they should have multiplayer, like Arkham City and stuff, and Arkham Asylum. But God of War, it's always been about Kratos and his thing, and his journey and stuff like that. You're gonna have multiplayer. You're gonna have all the different types of all different Kratos just running around.
Yeah, what they should do with Kratos, if they wanted to do it multiplayer, they should incorporate him in some sort of, I don't know, fighting game. They could even include other elements, like include characters from other franchises and put it together in sort of an, I don't know, an all-star battle royale, if you will.
Well, wasn't Kratos also in Mortal Kombat?
Yes, he was. He was in Mortal Kombat on the PS3. And so was Freddy Krueger.
Which, yeah, that's an entirely different subject.
Yeah. Well. Also, I just want to bring up that Arkham City did have multiplayer. It was called Gotham City Imposters.
Again?
But that's all for the Sony press conference this week. Well, today. Tomorrow will be Nintendo. There's been a load of opinions expressed here today. There's been a load of great opinions, and then there's been some by James Phoenix. I've been your host, Chriz. I hear them all. See ya.